Hey guys, this is a video that's on a pretty serious topic, and I'm not gonna play no intro song this time because I don't feel like the topic warrants an intro song. But I'll try to be as upbeat on this as I can. So the topic for today is ADHD and how it affects people, and more specifically, how it affects me. ADHD, or Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder, affects many people differently. Usually, it's diagnosed by looking at their cognitive ways and some of their behaviors and that kind of stuff. An ADHD person might have problems focusing or sticking to one topic. We might be scatterbrained and seem unlogical to some people. And some of us struggle with speech because our brain works faster than we would like, and therefore we start saying things without thinking about what to say. Our brain comes up with the phrase before we think about what the phrase actually means and the social context and that stuff, which leaves a lot of people who have ADHD with some problems with social interactions. Some of us also struggle with keeping a interest for long. We tend to move around a lot and change what we do based on how we feel then and there. I'm rarely able to read through books, for example, because when I sit down and read a book, I just can't focus my mind on reading through the whole book unless it's something that's really, really interesting to me. This is why I had massive problems with things like studies where you had to read and regurgitate facts because I couldn't get through the book. Anything that was practical was great. Anyways, I'm rambling right now. A person affected with ADHD might also be affected by a struggle to control their anger, or a struggle to control any emotion, really, but anger most definitely. Because when your brain works so fast and you start thinking about everything, it's hard to find a self resting state. It's hard to find a point where you can feel peace in your body and in your mind. And that creates a person that can easily snap, if you want to call it that. A person that can easily just lunge out. And this is why we've often been labeled as aggressive or violent by people. I've been labeled as that myself, a violent person that will go after people. But that's not our intent. Another thing that is kind of common for people who struggle with ADHD is overthinking things. Since our brains work in a way where we keep thinking about multiple things all the time, we keep thinking forward, we can often overthink a situation and impose reactions or impose happenings onto a person. We can think that a person will react one way and then start digging further into what would happen if the person reacts that way, and then we can make the assumption that they will react that way based on our thought and reasoning. This can cause some problems in communication. Now, on to a bit specific onto what I actually wanted to talk about and why I want to make this video. I've had a couple interactions with people online where my brain has gone to places and made me say things that were ill-favored. by said people. And this has happened multiple times over my time on the internet, or real life in general. And this causes issues for people who don't understand where it comes from. Because when I am in a conversation with someone, I keep thinking forward on potential things that could happen in the conversation. I keep thinking, what if this is a thing? Then I start reasoning around whatever I figured out could be a thing. Then I start dragging in points to that thing and start arguing with myself about that thing before telling the person what I initially wanted to say. And this can happen in multiple ways. Sometimes this can make me skip in a conversation where we might be talking about video games, and suddenly I can drag up something, tell you about something that happened, expect you to know how I got to that point, or to understand something or know something that I haven't given context of. And an example of this is I can sit in a conversation, talk to people, and then suddenly out of nowhere say, you know what, that's kind of shit. And this happens to me sometimes. And whenever it happens, I usually call out myself on it, and I look back and I'm like, oh shit, context, and I give them the context of why I said it. But sometimes I don't notice it myself. It can also happen in a way where I talk to people and say something that I've been thinking about that they might not have seen in the same way I have. Through my times, I've lost a lot of people due to this, where I say something that offends them because my brain didn't let me think about the ramifications of what I said before I said it. And this happened recently. I was in a conversation with what I consider a good friend of mine. And while in the conversation, I said something that I almost instantly regretted. But the other person took it badly, and this ended up hurting the other person. Which, if anyone knows me at any point, I hate it when my friends hurt. And even more so if it's me that's the cause of the hurt. This made me completely leave Twitter because I can't stand the risk of my ADHD in this tough time getting between me and the friends I've made. The community that has created around Skeptic Llama has done so much to give me something to look forward to. It's a reason for me to get out of bed. It's a reason for me to work on stuff. It's a reason for me to focus. I've gained some friends from this, and it's those friends that I'm afraid of. So my intention with this video is to raise awareness for what ADHD does, and to let people know that if something I say, or if something in a conversation seems to be out of place, or that it's weird to say, or it's an ill fashion, then it's probably my ADHD acting up, and it's not something I can control all the time. I've worked on controlling it for a long time, and I was on pills for a while. I was medicated for about 1.5 years. I got every single side effect from the medication, so I dropped it and started doing something for myself, working with myself on this. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of comments about being autistic and stuff, and that's fine. Just fucking have your fun on this. But topic itself is quite serious, and I want to let people know why my commentary sometimes jumps around and is inconsistent. So if you watched this far, you are probably one of my biggest fans. And I would like to thank you for sticking around on this channel. It's been a topsy-turvy ride, and the recent months haven't been easy for the channel or for me. So I would like to tell you who's listening that it's an honor to be able to make content for so many people. Content that people want to watch and that people tune in every video to see. It's great to have someone that actually watches you and like to support you for doing what you want. And with the upcoming reworks to my contract and possibly loss of my job, it's nice to see that some people want to support me and help me in my search for a new job. So thank you to everyone who sticks around. You mean a lot, all of you. And I'll make a different video on this later on. But to everyone who stuck around this long, thank you.